Hi everyone, Sarah here from Sarah Homfray Embroidery. Welcome to another Chit Chat Tuesday. I've decided that's what I'm going to call it. It just trips off the tongue a little bit easier. And I thought this week we should have a little look at last week's World Embroidery Day video. So stitching around the world on World Embroidery Day, because it was a really awesome video. Thanks to you guys for sending your videos in to us. And it's an amazing experience. So I thought we'll have a little look back on that today. And a thank you to those of you as well who joined in the chat. So we had a premiere on the Tuesday night before World Embroidery Day so that everybody around the world could get it in time for World Embroidery Day. And we get a live chat box comes up and we all had a little chat together and looked at the videos and watched the wonderful pieces being made together. So thank you to those of you who joined in. That was a lot of fun to do. And we have a special treat for you today because I've got 2 more videos to show you. So do stick around and watch those and see what else is being made. So we started this project back in 2020 during the pandemic when people were at home and they were doing their stitching on their own at home, and we thought, wouldn't it be great to connect everyone together and to see what everybody's making? So we started it then. We did 3 videos in for lockdown, I think. Then and for the first video we only had 19 videos. I say only, they were 19 fantastic videos, and it got us started on this stitching around the world journey, and we are still doing it 5 years later, so it's absolutely incredible. This year we had 79 videos, so we've gone up a little bit gone up by another 60 videos, so it's really growing as a little community, little online community from all over the world. It's absolutely fabulous. That was 25 different countries that we covered this time around as well. So really are stitching all around the world, really amazing. So I anticipate that next year we might have a bit of a problem. If it carries on growing at this rate, it's going to be a very long video. So I'm going to ask you for some help with that at the end of this video. But I think let's go and have a look at these 2 extra entries that have come in. Didn't quite get to us in time for the main video, unfortunately, but I really want to show you what they've made and what they've been working on. So we're going to head first over to Malta and Gozo.
Inselmilkom mill-Gżejjer Xemxin ta' Malta Għawdex. Hello to everyone from the sunny islands of Malta and Gozo. My name is Margaret Vincenti and I live in Zabar. When I was a child, I was always fascinated by these old necklaces here, especially this one, which looked like coral. So I made up my mind and I made a collage. As you can see, I am using different materials such as sequins, plastic beads, curtain trimmings, more seed beads, pearls and stones. I made some fish. I still got more to do. This one is made of seed beads and this one is made of sequins. I'm trying to use more buttons and also ribbon embroidery for the sea beads, and hopefully as well I'll be using some lace, Maltese lace, and I hope that I will finish it by the next World Embroidery Day. Till then, Saha, goodbye.
Hi, I'm Chris. I live in the north of England, in Cheshire, just south of Manchester. I'm 60 next year, and this year I decided that if I was going to be retiring, I wanted to try out some hobbies because I didn't really have any other than travel. And the first thing I tried was slow stitching. Never done really much sewing at all. Loved it. Used a kit for the first one. And then I thought maybe that's something that I could do. I found Sarah's YouTube videos and learned so much from them. So some examples of things that I've done. This is a roll that I did and I just kept adding to it. I quite enjoyed doing this one because there was no structure to it. It was just random piece of material that I picked up. I've also been doing, I did a couple of random colours, sort of abstract things. And then I decided I was going to do one for all the colours of the rainbow plus some neutrals. And as I was doing those, the things that I loved to do there was I started stitching around pictures, and I then started to use beads a lot more. And one of the things that I've been doing particularly recently is I've started to learn some couching from Sarah's videos, so I've been doing those. And one of my favourite pieces, I'm just trying to find it, is here. This is the harbour at Tobermory. We visited there last summer and took a photograph, and then I decided that I was going to recreate it in fabric. The thing I really, really love about this is that I take it everywhere. So in my handbag, in my work bag, I have threads, I have some fabric, and I just sit and stitch. And I've done it on planes, in airports, in train stations, and it's just wonderful, and I just really love it. And I really want to thank Sarah and Jonathan for all their inspiration. Thank you.
So thank you so much to Margaret and Chris for sharing your videos with me. I'm so sorry they didn't make it into the main one, but it's really great to be able to see them here. Thank you for showing us. Margaret's got an absolutely incredible array of different materials that she's using to create texture in her embroideries. So everything, I'm just going to read what's in it because it's an extensive list. So seed beads, sequins, ribbons, buttons, lace from where she comes from, Maltese lace, curtain trimmings, and putting all these together to make this wonderful sea seam. So it's really great to see what you can include in your stitching. Have a little look around, see what you've got. You don't have to just be needle and thread. You can put all sorts of different things down. If you can sew it down or stitch over it, you can put it on your embroidery. So that was really inspirational to see that, Margaret. Thank you so much. And it was really interesting to see Chris looking for a new hobby and trying some stuff out and wanted to do some stitching, and started with slow stitching and found that she absolutely loves slow stitching. A fantastic way into embroidery. If you're thinking, I'd like to have a go at it and I don't really know where to start and do I need loads of equipment, slow stitching is a brilliant way to start. And I know I bang on about slow stitching quite a lot, but I do think it has a place in everyone's stitching repertoire, really. Everybody should have a go at it because it's permission to play with your materials and with your threads without the pressure of having to make something that's finished, or to make something that's really good that you can hang on the wall. You can just have a play with these things and just try things out and try some stitches out. So a really great way into stitching and into embroidery. So thank you, Chris, so much for sharing your video as well. I love your little Tobermory harbour scene. Just fantastic to see where you can get to without lots of prior knowledge and lots of experience, and you can just make these beautiful little pieces just with your imagination. So thank you, Chris, and to Margaret as well. I also want to show you some close-ups of Jane. So Jane is in Minnewater in Australia, and Jane always kicks our videos off. She's been in, I think, all of them, or nearly all of them, if not everyone, and Jane always sends them in promptly and does really lovely videos for us. So Jane just goes first. It's just become a tradition to go all the way around the other side of the world from where I am, and we start with Jane. But Jane's pieces were a little bit out of focus in the video and you couldn't see the beautiful detail in it, and she was like, oh no, I didn't check the video first, and we could see her pieces but they really warrant seeing close up. So Jane has sent me some photographs. I'm going to show you them now because they are really amazing. So first off, we have the wonderful rooster that Jane made, worked in the goldwork technique. So lots of different kinds of coloured threads in there, metals and leathers and pearls. If you're familiar with gold, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're not, got a video on what all the different kinds of metals and threads are. But really wonderful combination of colours and of padding, and to make it really three-dimensional. And you can see how much detail there is in this piece as well. Absolutely incredible. And here's a little close-up of the eye as well, so you can see how all of those different materials are working together to create this wonderful piece. All of the layers and all of the textures in this are really beautiful. And then we're going to jump to the peacock as well. So similar techniques here, goldwork techniques done in these different colours of metal. So goldwork is not necessarily the colour of the metals. Goldwork is the technique, and you can do goldwork in lots of different colours and it's still called goldwork. So we're still on the goldwork technique here. And this one's got 5 layers of padding in it. Now, I hope Jane doesn't mind, because she's been showing this one off on our Patreon chat feature that we have there on our Patreon channel. And she showed us the padding underneath. She sent a picture. So I hope Jane don't mind if I put that up as well, because I think it's really interesting to see the processes underneath. And you can see the padding layers here. So we've got string padding on top of string padding. So you put this down first and then you build up the gold on top. So you can create really sort of sculptural pieces of embroidery. You sculpt underneath with your padding techniques, and then you put the gold over the top, and that's what gives it this beautiful 3-dimensional effect. And of course we have videos on how to do padding, how to do goldwork padding, felt padding and string padding is in there as well. So go and check out our gold playlist if you're interested in those techniques and how to add some dimension to your goldwork embroidery. And then I've just got one more to show you from Jane, and that's her Christmas goldwork. So beautiful baubles again in the goldwork techniques, so different colours going on even though it's goldwork, and we've got the different leathers and the different metals as well, and of course those little sparkly spangles. You can't have too many spangles. If you watch my videos, you'll know how much I love spangles, to sort of represent that kind of icy, Christmassy, cold feel to her piece. So those I thought were definitely worth sharing with you again, and you could see those in detail because you can't quite catch them on the video. So thank you for sending those in, Jane, and sharing your beautiful work with us. I'm also going to show you a quick close-up of Natalie's as well. Natalie is in Sumy in Ukraine and makes this absolutely stunning shirts, very traditional Ukrainian embroidery, kind of a white work embroidery. And I just want to show you the detail of that because Natalie was wearing it in her video and you couldn't see really close up and see what was going on that. So Natalie also joined in on Patreon as well and sent a picture of her. So I'm going to show that as well, Natalie. I hope that's okay, just because I think we really need to see your beautiful stitching close up, entirely hand done, the whole shirt entirely handmade, absolutely fabulous. And I know that's keeping Natalie sane in some very trying conditions. These shirts are absolutely stunning, and I really wanted to show you that close up so you could really appreciate the work that's gone into it. So we had a really wide variety of techniques in the video, and when I sit and watch these Stitching Around the World video, it's really humbling because everybody says, oh, I love your videos, and they're really helping me. And then I look at what you've made and I go, well, when did I make a video about that? I don't remember doing that. So I love that you're inspired by them and you're using maybe the techniques rather than the designs that I'm showing you to create your own pieces. Are absolutely fabulous to see the creativity that's going on in them and the different things that you are making. I've actually listed what people had made in there. So we've got surface stitching, beading, crewel work, silk shading, patchwork, quilting, canvas work and needlepoint, cross stitch, applique, stump work, CC work, black work, slow stitching, gold work, clothing and fashion. Quite a few of you are stitching on your clothes. There's some awesome clothes in there. Needle lace, and I've got hardanger and sashiko inspired pieces. Just so many different techniques going on and absolutely fabulous. There's a style and a type of embroidery for everybody. I think you just have to find yours and find the one that you love. There's also lots of different projects going on, so things that you are making your embroideries into. Again, I made a little list. What did you make? Clothing, we've mentioned clothing, books and book covers, very popular at the moment. I love making embroidered books and putting my embroidery in a book rather than having it tightened in a frame. There's only so many frames you can have on the wall at the end of the day, so I love my books and books covers. We got boxes, quite a bit of box making going on. They were amazing. Wall hangings, hang it up on your wall. You can make them into pillows and cushions. Lots of hoop art as well. Put it in a little wooden hoop, display it for everybody to see. We had needle cases, hanging decorations, eggs, bags, purses, belts, dishcloths. We call them tea towels here, which is a bit of a silly name when you think about it. Dishcloths is better. So yeah, quite a few dishcloths going on. Placemats, tablecloths, and even jewellery as well. Somebody in India was making jewellery, so it was really, really beautiful. So you can turn your embroideries into lots of different things. Not really many things you can't make out of your embroidery. So if you're sort of been stitching and you think, oh, I don't quite know what to turn it into, or it just goes in a drawer because you enjoy the stitching, maybe pull it out and see, what could I make this into? We've got videos on ideas of what you can do with your embroidery, so check those out if you're not sure, or just go back and watch the Stitching Around the World and see what everybody else is doing with their embroideries, because there's tons of ideas in there, really, really inventive and creative. So it was really great to see the guys represented as well this year. I want to give a shout out to the guys. So we have Bernard and Georgia, who normally join us every year. Great to see you both again and see what you're stitching at the moment. And they were joined by Doug and Benjamin and Juan and Dave. Hi to you guys too. Lovely to see what you're making. And I think Dave probably gave us the quote of the video as he started embroidery day, actually help him stop smoking. Wanted something to do with his hands, and his wife gave him some unfinished embroidery, which I think is genius. Just finish this off, darling. And he loved it, and he's been doing it ever since. And he said embroidery saves lives, literally. So yeah, definitely quote of the video that you can't ask for more than that, can you? Embroidery saves lives. So wonderful to see the younger generations involved as well. So I want to mention Maddie and Heaven on the Caribbean island of Saba. Never heard of Saba, so it's a really good geography lesson as well. So, oh, where's that? That looks a lovely place. And they were stitching as part of a contribution to a huge hanging all about the sea with the Sea and Learn Foundation. So wonderful to see the younger generation stitching and joining into absolutely beautiful hanging. I really hope that you'll show that to us finished next year. We look forward to seeing that. Some very moving pieces as well. So we had Jo from Kent, who lost her dad recently, and she made a book cover out of some of his shirts. So such a personal item to make. You know, you can use fabrics and threads that really mean something to you or belong to somebody who meant something to you, and you've got this sort of everlasting memory of them. So that was a really moving one to see, Jo's book. And then there's Kathy in Ohio as well, making pillows for patients with cancer, going through cancer treatments, and they can put these cushions and these little pillows over their eyes, and it just helps to block out the glare of all the machines and all of the lights that are going on around them, and they can just be a little bit calmer and just to help them get through. So really wonderful idea of something to make with your embroidery. So I mentioned right at the beginning about the little chat we had on the premiere when we put the video up. That's always a lot of fun. It's always mental. You can't say everything you want to say about all the pieces because they're on to the next one and you're still typing about that one and everybody wants to say something about it. And you were chatting to each other as well, and some of you are kind of getting to know each other from previous videos. It's really lovely to see that interaction. If you missed that, you can still see what we chatted about. I don't know how much sense it'll make the videos over, but you can still see that if you want. So you just click on, where do you click? So the live chat replay button, which should be underneath the video to the right hand side, you can click that and that feed will come up and you can see what it was we were all chatting about or trying to chat about, see how crazy that was. So that's always a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone who joined in for that. Okay, so shout out to Jonathan for all his editing in that one. When we started doing these stitching around the world, the idea was people send us the video and we just put them up in the order they sent, and we just bolt one on the end and bolt another one on the end, and it might be a bit of a quicker way to make it. We were so busy with the shop went absolutely crazy in that time, so we thought this will be a quick thing to make, and somehow it's not turned into that. He did an awful lot of editing for it, just to turn some pieces the right way round. Sometimes it mirrors depending on what camera you've used on your phone. Just cleared a little bit of the audio up as well so we could hear people a little bit clearer. He obviously found all the flags for everybody and had to put the flags on as well, and we put everybody up in the general order that they came in, but we just mixed it around a little bit so we didn't get a whole of one country together. So he did a mighty amount of work to get that video together, so shout out to Jonathan for doing that, and just doing our kind of little bit to really showcase your work and make it look even more amazing than it already is, just to get it in a nice format so that everybody can see it clearly and hear you clearly, and you can get the most out of your beautiful embroideries. So that just leaves me to say, what do we do next year? So if we keep growing at this rate, the video is going to go on all night. So the one that we had last week is already 2 hours and 10 minutes long. So do we just keep going with it? Do we just keep adding to it, see how long it gets, and you'll have to come back and watch it in stages? Do we do an all-night marathon and we all just sit and watch everything until we're too tired to keep our eyes open? Not sure that's a good idea. Do we split them into several videos? Do we do it over a few different days? Do we have a kind of run up to World Embroidery Day and do them? Or do we have a World Embroidery Week celebration and do it that way? Do we change the format of it? Do we maybe focus on something specific or a specific subject or a specific idea? I don't want to give people less time because I sort of said about 2 minutes, which most people stuck to, which I appreciate. That just gives us a chance to get everybody into a watchable length video. So how could we change the format? I don't want to, as I said, give people less time than that. Do we focus on the particular idea? I don't know. Let me know what you think we could do with it and where we could take this idea. I kind of think maybe a live thing might be fun, but I have no idea how to do that. I've got a year to learn, I guess. Maybe something people could drop in and out of. It's really nice to chat to people, and I appreciate not everybody can do that depending on what time it is wherever you are in the world. So maybe if we could do it in a couple of sessions and people could join in. I don't know. I'm chucking some ideas out there. Let me know what you think. If you think we could do something different with it, because this project is growing all the time. It's absolutely fantastic. It's really popular. Still loads of people watching the video. So let me know underneath this video in the comment section below what you think we could do and how we should take this project forward. So Ginger Cat's joined me. I think he's trying to tell me he's hungry, so it's time for me to go, I think. If you haven't seen Stitching Around the World on World Embroidery Day 2025, do go and check it out. It's absolutely awesome. Everybody in it is awesome for making their beautiful work. And for those of you who are watching and maybe not brave enough to join in this year, I hope you will join us next year and show us what you're making. So thank you so much to everybody. This is all from me and Ginger Cat for now. I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Ooh.